Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos, and today we're going to discuss a little bit about the results from Black Friday for all the 1 year case studies videos that I have published in the previous months. First of all, I must say that whatever I told you, it happened, even with numbers.
Τι σας είχα πει ρε μουντόσκυλα, δεν σας είχα πει να παίξετε άκρη στον Πανιόνιο. Όλη την εβδομάδα τι σας έλεγα, από την περασμένη Κυριακή το βράδυ. Μουντόσκυλα, τι σας έλεγα, άσο τον Πανιόνιο.
I scaled the one business to 540k with 6 ROAS, the other business to 340k, and the other business to 400k. So everything that I told you is actually went according to the plan. All of my scaling the previous months and everything all worked pretty well. The only thing that I can say about myself, I said it also on the podcast, if I want to do a criticism here, constructive criticism, I think I could have spent a little bit more on Cyber Monday. Maybe I got afraid of how much I spent in the previous days. But when it comes to the whole, with the exception of Cyber Monday, I think that I have spent as much as I could by having also good ROAS at the same time. So it's very hard for me to actually go and predict numbers. Of course, if all the things that I have predicted wouldn't happen, I don't know what I would tell you now.
Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
But actually everything went pretty well, so it's all good. And I can show you if some of you doubted about it. Let's go to my PC so that I can show you what happened and the previous day's scaling.
Κάποια ζώα δεν με πιστεύανε. Κάποια ζώα δεν με πιστεύανε. Τώρα θα με πιστέψουν ευτυχώς και τα ζώα.
I'm not going to go 1 year back as we used to do with the previous case studies because you can see that video of the case study. I will just go through the point that I started scaling and later. So that I can show you how I prepared the ad account. Of course, it's a work of 1 year preparing the ad account for such a scaling, but for sure this is what happened. And I will show you 3 ad accounts, which is the 3 case studies that we had and how all went because everything went according to the plan. Let's go to my PC. First, I would like to start with the United States account. Again, the spend over here at the end was 540k, 6 ROAS, and I would like to take you from the previous April that I started to scale. Sadly, we will have to do it like this, I guess, guys. We will have to take the campaigns and go inside like this. So, on April, the spend was 133 with 6.04. Imagine that on April we were spending 133k, and now on the Black Friday we scaled to 540 with 6.04. Now let's go on the next month. Let's go on May. On May it was the month that I told you that I was struggling a little bit, but I didn't want to stop scaling. So the results here was I think it was in June. 151k, 6.34. So still we're on a low pace over here. And then we go on June, 167. Let's see that I was here again. 4.29. This is the point that I didn't scale down and I kept scaling while the results were not the best possible results that we have, because 4 ROAS here is the break even. So we don't want to be on 4 ROAS. Now, on the next month, on July, I scaled even more because now we're going through the point that we are actually starting scaling more and more, preparing for the Black Friday. So I scaled to 180, 5.26. As you can see, I'm a little bit more conservative here. I'm doing a bigger bump here on August. Gradually scaling, okay? Gradually scaling month by month. So on August, I'm having 226k, 5.59. Then on September, I'm increasing a little bit more going to 283k, 5.33. October was a little bit of challenging month, 292k, 5.24, and at this point I knew that I was going to go for another 200k. Now, if I kept my budget to 150k, 160k, 200k, most probably I was going to be able to scale on the Black Friday only to 400k, which we have one of the case studies that we spent that much, that we were able to scale only to 400k, I believe. Now, on this case over here, I scaled to 300k because I wanted to go more aggressively during the Black Friday, so I had to prepare the ad account with a spend. You cannot go just immediately from... You can, in theory, but it's not the best case scenario here. Here, establishing a position of 300k means that the next month after Black Friday, I can work with 300k, 300k, and go to 400k, and at some point maybe reach 500k during the normal months before the Black Friday, which my biggest goal right now is to have 500k spent and go for 1 million spent in the next Black Friday. This is my goal. As you can see here, 292k, 5.24, and then the next month on November, we are on 6 ROAS, 540k. So mission accomplished over here. The only thing I told you that I would do a little bit different is maybe I would have scaled a little bit more during the Cyber Monday. If we want to see a little bit the months here, because the Black Friday ads started earlier, I started around Monday or Tuesday here. But if we want to see this week, 22k, 24k, on Thursday I'm spending 25k. I'm doing a very big bump on this day with 42k. Then I'm dropping a little bit on Saturday to 36k. Sunday I'm doing 33k, and on Monday I'm doing again 30k. This is where I was wrong. 8.93 on Monday with 30k. I think I could have scaled more, maybe go again to 40 or even 50k, because it worked pretty well for Cyber Monday, and this has happened across accounts. Most of the times Cyber Monday is a little bit slower from Black Friday, so I didn't expect that. Let's go and let's see another ad account, which is the UK account, the 1 year case study, and let's see what happened there. So this is the UK 1 year case study that we have. For the previous year, we had in total 3 case studies. Of course, I cannot just upload videos with case studies. These are some of the best accounts that I have found in order to show you things. So we're having 3 case studies only. There are other businesses also that I can show you with from 50 going to 100k spend, from 100k spend going to 200k spend, but I cannot just float the channel with case studies alone. Over here, what we can see is that we have spent 340k over here, and the previous month, October, was 229. I remind you that this is pounds, so you have to do the conversion to see it in euros or USD. Now, if we take on this ad account is on United Kingdom. I cannot be as aggressive as I want. Let's go on June to see what was happening here. Again, we will have to do the same. Sorry guys, but Facebook is bugging, not me. 82k, 6 ROAS here. Remember that this is one of the accounts that I told you that they didn't let me to spend more than 100k because of stock issues. By the way, after Black Friday here and and the scaling, again they have stock issues, so I don't know if all of my progress is going to be beneficial, because I don't know how many campaigns are going to survive from what is happening now with low stock on the company after the scaling. Of course, it's not a scaling that I have done on my own. I told them about all of that. If we go here on July, from 82k we go to 160k, and let's see how much is the ROAS. 6.36. So this account wanted to scale, but we couldn't scale because of issues with stock. Then we continue on August. This is much more aggressive scaling in my opinion, because we were below 100k. On the other account we were consistently and close to 150 to 180k. and we scaled. So here we went to 169 on August. Then if we see September, we went to 164, which is kind of the same budget. October, we went to 230, a little bit lower ROAS, preparing for the Black Friday. I must say that this account, it wasn't scaling as smooth as the United States account on the other ad account in business. So here, if we watch on November, we can see that we have 340K, 5 ROAS. These are numbers that I believe, if I remember correctly, I have predicted the numbers. If you want on the video, find what I told in the last case studies that was my intention of spending and how much I wanted to scale. I think that for the United States, I said between 500 and 600K that I want to spend. Find what I said on this one and for the next, and just put them here to know what I said for each account as a prediction.
Flashback.
I want to spend on my next Black Friday period 400K or 500K. We're positioning ourselves strong for the Black Friday period. I want to go between 250 and 300K for this account as pound spent.
End of flashback.
I don't like to predict numbers. I'm against it because Facebook is unpredictable. But you always have a plan in your head. It doesn't mean that it's going to work. I just don't announce that, hey, we're going to spend this amount of money. It really depends. 340K then on 5 ROAS. And now we'll have to see what we'll do with this account because we have stock issues. The point here that I want to make is that this was also successful scaling. Now, what I would try to do with this account is most probably I won't try to go again to 300K soon because we have found that it's not ideal. It causes problems. The company is not ready yet for this kind of scaling in UK. So what am I going to do is I'm going to try to be between 200 and 250K in the next period. Let's go and let's see also the last case study and what happened there. In this account, as I showed you before, in the United States, we have spent 540K, generating 3.2 million almost. And if we go in this account, we can see that we have spent 448 with lower ROAS this time because this company operates with 1.8 break even. So we want to be above 2.2 always. They did a massive promo on the site for 40% off site-wide, which is what they do during Black Friday every year. And the truth is that we had even better ROAS because of the volume while we were having this big promotion. So the revenue here was 1.4 million for the Black Friday period. I must say that for all of these three companies, we have hit record numbers within Facebook, record numbers on the biggest days that they have ever done, and record months, the biggest revenue months that they have ever done. For this one, the scaling started also during summer. The spend over here was 86K. Yeah, 86K, 2.45. If we go on the next month, on July, the spend over here is 170K. I started scaling on that period. Of course, July was also a very good month, so it makes sense that I scaled. So 170, 2.74 on the scaling, very good scaling with even increasing ROAS. August, we go to 196 with 2.11. Which is totally fine because we are maintaining also spend over here preparing for the Black Friday. You have seen that in the long term we have won the total numbers. If you go on September, 181K spent, 2.12. I'm trying to maintain at least a 2.1 plus. This is why you see dropping a little bit, but still I'm close to the point that I want to be. Close to the 200K because I want to scale on the double during the Black Friday period. And on October, if I'm on 100K, on October, how much did I spend? 200 some, yeah, 200. So I'm trying to be close to 200. Do you see how close I am to always the same number? So on August, 2.11, with this, on September 2.12, and on October with different budgets 2.12. Now, when you're operating with smaller ROAS like 2 ROAS, 1.5, 1.6, it's easier to just try to play with numbers and go. But when you have 5, 6, 7, 8 ROAS, the differences can be 0.5 ROAS in 1 month, 0.3, 0.7, because they have bigger fluctuations because the ROAS number is higher. But when you play on 2 ROAS, 3 ROAS, it's easier to just maintain a number because it's easier to have averages that are close. The bigger the number, the bigger the averages fluctuation can be. So 2.12 here with 200K, and then boom, on November, I do my scaling on 450K, 3.16. I think that this one continues also pretty well this month. Yeah, 87K so far on the 13 days. So my goal for this one is to try, and I think I can easily do it, is to try to maintain, of course we have stock issues again here after Black Friday and everything, because even if you prepare a lot for Black Friday, you cannot just be 100% ready. You're going to have stock issues, especially in a clothing brand like this. 2.64, 87K. My goal for this one is to go immediately as fast as I can in the next months to 300K spent and stay on 300K spent. Next year, we will try to go and do something like the United States, 500,000 spent, between 500,000 and 600K. But maybe even more, who knows, depends on how it's actually going to scale. Something that I forgot to tell you, and it's a little bit of a mix to all of our accounts, is that one major decision that I took in all of the other accounts brought all of these results, and it's this. If you see, on this other account it's not so obvious, but there was a 3-day period before the Black Friday that everybody was launching ads that the results were not so good. This period was 16 to 18. This is something that experienced advertisers like me, we do expect, and we have zero issues with it because we know that we're going to recuperate these lost ROAS in the next days. But I believe that a lot of people during this weekend, they panicked and they closed their ads, and this caused them not to scale a lot. Maybe I have done this mistake also in the past, I don't remember, but I remember panicking, but I don't remember something like this and closing ads and everything. But I remember me being afraid. This time I wasn't afraid at all, and I knew that I was going to recover in the next days. So situation is that between 16 and 18, we see that here we have lower ROAS comparing to what we have, for example, on the Black Friday period. Okay, and if we want to go here on these other accounts, let's go to United States first. 16 to 18, 4.22, which is very bad. So you have from 12 to 15, 7.5. Okay, 16 to 18, you have very bad ROAS. This is across accounts. Okay, and then you go 19 to 24, you have good ROAS again. For me, this period 16 to 18 was the period that most people, maybe inexperienced people, they have done mistakes, or people that they just do the ads on their own and so on. Everybody was launching ads on the weekend so that they can start ads for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Some people, they even do ads just on Friday. But if you think of it, on this period, everybody is starting ads, and people panicking, stop some ads that they had, is what is going to define how everybody else is going to do. So everybody who panicked here and they closed ads because they're inexperienced, because they didn't know, because they were losing a lot of money and they couldn't afford it, it doesn't matter. They are the ones that they lost, and we are the ones that we stayed in our position and we won. Because over here you can see 4.49 also, 6 to 18, 12 to 15, 6.9 to 1, and in this period, good ROAS again. So you can see that it's not only, okay, it's Black Friday, we're going to scale. Your decisions do matter, and things that you do. These 3 days, I believe that there are a lot of people that they got destroyed because of mistakes that they have done, and people that they are more experienced and they know that, okay, or for example, after Black Friday, for 1 week, you're going to have bad results. It doesn't mean that you have to close all of your ads and lose all of the progress that you have made with your evergreen campaigns during the Black Friday. Anyway, this is something that we have discussed also extensively during the previous videos about the bad periods and all of that. and not to panic after 2 or 3 or 4 days with bad results and everything, because it's going to recover and what's the average results. And I hope that this example also is going to help you understand, especially after a period that you know that Black Friday is coming. Because do you remember back when I created one video that it was all about how to overcome bad periods? Well, here we don't have, the whole way of thinking was that, okay, we have a bad period on Facebook, we go and we do a promo to inflate results within the platform so that it can work well. And I showed you in this case study that it actually worked pretty well. Here, we don't have to do a promo. We're waiting already a promo which is coming and we have planned. Anyway, it's the Black Friday. So the previous weekend, if you have 3 or 4 days, to me it says nothing, because you know that in the next days you're going to have very good results, and these 3-4 days are going to be significant at the end of the month for the average results of the month. I hope that this is also going to help you understand, because during that period I was actually really busy, so I wouldn't be able to create a video, and I thought that it would be nice for me telling you that this happened also. I think I mentioned it on the podcast, but whoever is bored to watch it, a podcast of 1 hour, they have to watch a 30-minute video now to see it. Anyway, let's continue. Before we close, I would like to tell you that these ad accounts are ad accounts that they have been prepared for a whole year. I'm working with these companies for a long period, and I know the ad accounts. I have been preparing them. I showed you how I scaled them. I saw how we overcame difficult periods, maintaining our position to the market without losing our spend. I showed you how experience can overcome difficult situations when you are scaling, and also how you can benefit from attack periods, that you can get better spend and more spent during that period. To be honest with you, I think that it's the end of a very, very, very big circle until we open the next one, which maybe it's going to be that in 1 year from now, we're going to discuss on how these ad accounts are doing and how we scaled since the last time that we left them in this place. I hope that you learn things from that. I hope that you can see the bigger picture of bigger ad accounts and how they work. We like big numbers. Everybody wants to work with big numbers. So that's all I had for you. I hope that you liked the video. I have to clarify that I'm not uploading this for flexing. I just believe that there's a lot of value on seeing how I scaled, because this is 1 year of doing actions over here, which I think that it's helpful. And the second thing that I want to clarify is that it doesn't mean that it's happening over 1 month. So don't expect this to happen for you in 1 month. This is something that I have prepared for a whole year, and I put all my philosophy in action about the attack periods, which is the Black Friday stuff. The people that they are on the channel for a long period, they understand what I mean. And one more thing, I guess, that I want to say is that a lot of times I like to post these things because I like to have them on my personal archive also as references, so that I can remember what happened. Because in the previous years, guys, I had so many success with many companies and stuff, and I was never keeping print screens or anything, but now I really like to make videos like this also for me to remember what I have achieved, the progress and all of that. And I believe that through this progress you are also learning. So don't forget that if you want to learn more, you can check my book, my course or my website. And until we meet again, guys, be creative and be consistent.